Okay, today we're going to look at white clover, and I've got some here that I pulled out of the ground. And white clover. Well, white clover is very common here in southwest Ohio. I have it all over my area. It's easy to identify, and it can be eaten raw in salads, although most humans have a hard time digesting white clover. So it's better if you cook it for like 5 to 10 minutes. Very high in protein and carbohydrates. It's part of the linguine family like peas and beans. Now just because it's edible doesn't mean it tastes great. And some of you are going to like it, some of you are not. Okay? I find that if I saute it with some butter and some bacon, oh my, it is very nice. Now, let's get a good leaf here. Let me take a leaf off this other plant here. Now, what you'll notice of this leaf is you can see the white chevron or the V shape on that leaf. Okay? Now, also, that those leaves come out the end of the stem. Alright? They don't come out on the sides of the stem, they're at the very end. That's important when we're identifying this. Also, that the the leaves have little teeth on the edges. Okay? Let's see if I can pull a green Dean trick here. I've got my 10 by magnifier. Let's go over the end of the camera. There we go. See the chevrons on that? I don't know if you can see the little saw teeth on the edge of the leaf. The camera seems to have I'm not real great at this yet, but hopefully you can see the little edges on the teeth on the leaf there. Also notice that this is not round. Okay, if you twirl the stem through your fingers, you will feel little sides on this. It's kind of like a half moon shape. Not really circular. Okay, so that will be another hint. So the leaves coming out the end, the white chevron, the teeth on the ends of the leaf. Now, Peterson's Field Guide. If your cover doesn't look like this, don't worry about it, because they did change the cover on the books. So we're going to go on page 56, and about halfway down the page you'll find white clover. Okay, and on the following page you'll find a real nice picture of white clover in black and white, and you can pretty much see the teeth drawn in there. Now this clover is not in bloom, so we will not discuss the blooms at this point in time. We're only discussing the plant. From the roots to the seeds, this plant is edible. You can eat every part of this plant. You can eat the roots, you can eat the leaves, you can eat the stems, you can eat the flowers when they appear, and the seeds are all edible. There is no poisonous look-alike that I know of, that I could find any information on. And there are two other plants that get confused, shall I say, with them. That is the black medic and the yellow wood sorrel. But the white clover will have the teeth on the leaves, the white chevron that you can see there, which is that white V shape, and all three leaves will come out right at the end of the stem. Those are three really big deciding factors if you have white clover. Alright, so with that, we will discuss that white clover is used to reclaim land that has been burned or destroyed. White clover is not native to the United States. It was brought here from Europe, and it is found in all the states, and is found in Alaska and Hawaii. So it grows profusely. Now, livestock love this, wild animals love this, birds eat it, deer, bear, you can think of it, it pretty much will graze on white clover, or the seeds, or the flower itself. Bees especially, they grow fields and fields of clover just for bees to make wonderful honey. So a lot of people think this is a weed in their yard, and really this is beneficial and helpful because this is actually high in carbohydrates and protein. So this is a good plant. Now, how's it taste? Well, humans don't digest it too well raw. I mean, you can eat it in salads and that, but be aware it's kind of like corn. you don't really eat corn. You just kind of rent its space for a while. You don't have the guts and the juices to digest raw clover so great. Okay, you can do it, but not so great. You're not going to do it wonderfully. So the best part is if you can break it down by boiling it or by like sauteing it or cooking it with something else. And I find my favorite way for this is I take a big batch of this and I use it like I would collard greens, and I put it in some butter and some bacon with a little bit of wild garlic and saute it in a pan. Oh my goodness, I'm getting hungry already. So if you saute it, you bake it, you boil it, break it down some by the heat and everything for about 5 or 10 minutes. It's better that way, and you can digest it more. So, well, I guess we've gone over a bunch of that. Alternative compound leaves, trifoliate, which means about 3 leaves. 4 if you're really lucky. Okay. The oval leaves, pretty oval in shape. Okay. Serrated edges on the leaves. Now we're not going to get into the flowers in that now because, as I said, this is part 1 of 4 on just the wild clover, and we will go over the clover and revisit this clover as the year goes on. We will find it in bloom, and we will get it later on after the bloom's gone, and we will do it again when I scrape the snow away and we get to it, because it will stay underneath the snow. It is a perennial, which means it grows for at least 2 years, and sometimes up to many more, okay, in one spot. So the only other danger that I could find on this plant is if that animals eat this in large amounts, that the animal will get, basically it will convert to a prussic acid in the animal's stomach. And, you know, I don't know what all that'll do to an animal, but I have never heard of, nor could I find any information of a human being made ill by white clover. Now that I have said that, I want you guys to understand that there are some people who are going to be allergic to white clover. There are people who are allergic to grass. There are people who are allergic to pine. There is going to be, I guarantee you, somebody who is allergic to wild clover, or white clover, excuse me. So, now that you know that possibility is there, you should never, ever gather wild edibles unless you know 100% what they are, and you are absolutely sure what that plant is. So even though I have told you this and showed you all this, I still want you all to get in your books. I still want you all to get on the internet, and I want you to find white clover and look it up. You'll find more information than what I've given you. Now, if you decide to eat white clover, I take no responsibility for that. And I have to tell you this, that if you eat white clover, do me a favor and try small amounts of it first before you try larger amounts of it. Find out if you have a reaction to it, just like you would anything else that you're not sure you eat. So, now all the responsibility is off me and blamed onto you, and yeah, suffer if you get to do it wrong. So, white clover, the chevrons, yeah, the white V's, the 3 leaves coming out right at the end of the stem that is not round, and the saw edges on the leaves. Okay, those are all identifying marks for the white clover. Oh, also, all 3 leaves are about the same size. Now, some people say, oh, it's 3/4 of an inch or whatever, but I guarantee you, you see this size, and I'll set that right there. I can go right over here and get another white clover right here that's a whole lot smaller. So giving somebody a size doesn't really do anything, because it could be a new shoot off the plant. Some of these, usually it's about 6 inches tall, but some of these stems will be up to a foot. Okay, so there you have it, white clover that we're checking here in the spring before the bloom. We will check the clover again when it comes up and starts to blossom with the white flowers on it. There'll be white and pink tipped flowers, and we'll get back at that later on. So one of 4 on white clover. I hope this has helped someone. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a comment below and let me know what you think. If I've missed anything you have questions on. I've actually written a paper on it, and I'm going to submit this paper to a magazine, but I'm not going to say who yet. But it is a national magazine, and I have to put some photos with it. So wish me luck on that. Let me know how I can improve these videos or what else you would like to see. I haven't decided on what the next wild edible will be, but there you go. Thank you for watching.